With all the rain we had over the past 2 days, did anybody have any flooding in their basements? What about flooding in your car? Like basements, cars can get flooded too. And during the next few minutes, you'll discover why, at all costs, you should absolutely avoid buying a flood vehicle. You're probably thinking, duh, of course, I'd never buy a flood car. But what if you bought one by mistake? Have you ever wondered what happens to all those cars after a hurricane or a rainstorm? So imagine this. Imagine you're a really nice car. You're perfect. Well, at least 2 weeks ago you were. Life is wonderful. Can't possibly get any better than this. You snap back to reality and look around the junkyard and say, Hurricane Harvey, I hate you. I'm here now, but that flood was a death sentence. You continue to look around and you see all the other cars, most of them with a lot more damage than you. So you wonder, I know I'm a flood car, but why am I being sent to the pressure? Wait, what were the exact words the insurance person said? Total loss. Well, I never heard that word before, but my owner seemed to cheer up when the insurance person gave her that envelope. You notice a man walking towards you. Who is this city slicker? And why is he smiling at me? What does he want? Wait a minute, why did he call the junkyard manager over here? $2,000? $1,000? I'm worth more than that. He's a cheap city slicker. Now who's he calling? Interesting, I never knew there was such thing as a dealership that sold only flood vehicles. Wait a minute, come again? Chicago? I'm being sold to a car lot in Chicago, Illinois? Earlier, I asked you, have you ever wondered what happened to those flood cars that after a hurricane or rainstorm? Is anybody surprised that this type of resale happens all the time? I mean, it's been happening for decades. Heck, Texas and New Jersey have more flood vehicles on the road than any other state. So you want to be doubly diligent if your car is coming from there. So I say all this to say, as a consumer, what should you do to avoid these vehicles? And as an insurance broker, I'll give you 2 tips that I give all my clients. And believe it or not, I've had clients who've tried to insure flood vehicles, and they were the inspiration for this speech. The first one, don't be a cheapskate. Go ahead and pay the few dollars and get the Carfax vehicle history report. By doing that, you'll flood out any car that has a flood title. Now, the only shortcoming of the Carfax vehicle history report is that it may miss like derogatory titles or titles that are from older cars, because they only look back for cars that are 7 years or younger. So then the more expensive route is to go to the dealership. Take the car before you buy it to the dealership and get a full diagnostic. Yeah, it's gonna set you back $120, but it's gonna be worth it in the long run. So I guess it comes down to if you still have that burning desire. If you still have a burning desire to buy a flood vehicle because you just want to get that super deal, just don't do it. In the long run, it's going to cost you more headache than you can ever imagine. The client that I mentioned, she wasn't even able to get car insurance. The company that she wanted to go with, who had the perfect price for her, when they found out that her vehicle had a flood title, they denied it. There was another company that was able to offer her coverage, but it was way out of her price range. So that one deal turned out to be a bad deal. So if you're in the market for a car and you come across a flood vehicle, my recommendation is to go the other way.